Hey, we're back at the wood pile. This is a tree service in our town, and they just chuck this stuff here so it's I can get it to put it to some good use doing some carvings. So let's find some stuff to use. Right, gonna start a new snake stick. Cut this off a little too long. I'm gonna try to make a handle on this one. This is red cedar. Working on shaping this snake stick with red cedar. I think it'll be another rattlesnake. Getting shaped up. Starting to see the body much better. It's the head up here by the handle. Starting to see it better. Do some more shaping with the flap sander. Then I'll get down to the finger sander. Alright, there's a lot of ways of shaping this snake stick I'm working on. There's a big log, there's a lot of wood to take off. Way too much material for a cane. It's heavy, but I got the main body shape going. It's gonna be a rattlesnake, have rattler here. But so there's lots of ways to do it. You can use a chainsaw. When I first started doing these years ago, I did a reciprocating saw, also known as a sawzall, is what I used to call them. Man, that's rough. It'll shake and vibrates you and vibrates this, and it's hard to. And when you're trying to cut through, if you get it close, to get the body wrapped around close, you're cutting into here. It makes a real pain. Anyway, I'm going to try to do a little chainsaw, show what a chainsaw looks like. I can take off some of this bulk material with the chainsaw. The thing I like the best, it's a little slow, but it makes a really nice smooth body. Gives it that realistic look to me of the smoothness, and it feels smooth too, of a snake's body, is the angle grinder with the flap disc on it. Okay, got a lot of the material off. Trying to thin it out to about this size for the cane, about all the way down. That should be strong enough. Maybe a little thicker, but not much thicker than the handle. Got the body mostly shaped. It's looking pretty good. All right. Just keep on working on that with the flap disc. Then I'll go down to the finger sander probably at the last, give it some shape around the head and all. The other one's a little too aggressive to get the shape just how I want it on the head there. All right, keep working. I'm going to work on the mouth and the eyes, get some of the scaling going on the face here. And get the eyes just right. I'm going to mark it out and go from there. I need to bring this out, take some of this away right in here, so the head kind of turns up a tiny bit at the end. All right, that's what I'm working on right now. Hey, Billy. My little buddy Billy came to visit me in the shop. Our male Jack Russell. He's listening. We got a litter of kittens. He's very intrigued. Okay, I got this convex burr. I think it'd be perfect to do the eye. About this size I think will work for an eye. That looks pretty good right there. Switch out the bit. It's the Dremel flex shaft, which is much nicer than using the whole Dremel. So I have this thing, you can fit kind of like a big fat pen or marker in my hand. It's easier to deal with than this bad boy. That's much harder to control and handle to do fine stuff. It's, you know, really fat in your hand. You get worn out handling it too. And the motor's right here, so it shakes. Where you can have the flex shaft actually doesn't shake much at all, and it's much smaller in your hand. So get one if you don't have one, if you're trying to do some Dremel detail work. Alright, I've got, I think, the head mostly shaped. I'm about ready to do the wood burning. And you can see his eyes and face there, and his mouth and his eyes done. Left some ridge here for where the poison packs would be, the venom. And back here I got the rattles carved in. Now I'm going to just sand down the stick a little bit more, take off some of the little rough edges left from doing the finger sander, and then going to start wood burning. I have to shape my own wood burning tool this time because I have a different burner, and I had a scale cut for the other one that I took the brass, it was a spade before, and shaped it into a shape of a scale that I could wood burn. But I have new wood burners, wire, and I'll show that in a minute. I'm gonna have to shape one to make the scale shape. So I'm taking the Dremel, using the flex shaft again. Take this one off. This was the Kutzall brand fine taper burr. It's really awesome. I use it for a lot of stuff. And this is the drum sander. I'll show you how this one works. You just get it tightened on there. Then you loosen up the screw on the end. And then so you can, this loosens up the fat part of the rubber. Push this on. Then tighten the screw back down, and it squeezes the rubber out that holds the sander, a little sandpaper, in place. And there we go. And that should hold that on. And then you lower, on your Dremel, lower the RPMs, or it'll just rip this right off. So lower down to 15 or 20 RPMs, and it'll work a lot better without ripping to shreds. Okay, I'm at the stage I'm going to start wood burning them. I think it came out pretty good. Rattles. I'm going to start doing the wood burning, the scales on with this guy. Now I upgraded to this. It's called True Art. It's got two different pens. It gets a lot hotter. It's got, you can switch whichever one you want to use. You can have two different tips on it. When you're working on something, you can control the heat to super hot or cooler if you want. This one has no heat control. These are like, I don't know, 15 to 20 bucks, like Lowe's or Amazon or whatever. You can change the tips out to what you want. So this one, I took the tip here and shaped it to be like a scale, you know, approximately a snake scale, and I burned it on, and it was super slow process. You know, I literally had to go like this, and it was like, I mean, you're putting not even hundreds of scales, maybe 1,000 or more scales on a snake, especially if it's bigger. This one's a little smaller snake than I've done before, but so you're literally taking forever. So this one, cheaper, it works, but it's just a lot slower. This one goes a lot faster, and it comes with all these little guys. They're like wires in different shapes. So I'm going to try to shape one to look like that scale or something similar to that, and see how it comes out. That's not looking too bad right there. That might be a decent scale size. Might try that. This one's a little too big of a shape. I have to make it a little smaller. It's a little bigger than I want. Just not quite coming out right. Yeah, I think I got it now. I like this size right here. I think will be a good pattern. Doing it right here, I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Start right back here. All right, my rattlesnake is done. Latest one. I forget what number it is. I think it's my best one. Each one seems to get a little better. I really like them. So check it out. Got the rattles. Now this one I'm done. This is part 1. Part 2, come back and see this painted. My daughter Rosie, whose channel is Paintings by Rosie. Come check her out and watch her paint this, and I'll come back later in part 2 and show this finished. When it's all done painting, I'll polyurethane it, and it'll make it all shiny. It'll be pretty. Come check it out. And here's Rosie. Hand it off to Rosie. Get over here. Rosie is going to be the one to paint it. So check out her channel, Paintings by Rosie, and I'll put a link below. You check out her stuff. She does an absolute ton of really cool paintings and sketching. And this will be the 3rd rattlesnake she's painted for me. Oh no, actually, 3rd snake stick. She's done 2 rattlesnakes and the Burmese python. So check out those videos. Burmese python I did, she painted it for me, and the last rattlesnake stick, she painted that for me also. So she's a better painter than me. I like doing it, but she's better, so I'm gonna let her do it. Thanks for watching.